Isekai anime. In the history of anime, many trends have dominated the anime industry. The mecha boom of the 80s and the 90s, the moe era of the 2000s, and so forth. Since the early 2010s, the isekai genre started to become prominent in the anime industry, and nowadays, we are inundated with isekai anime every season. Although many people think that the isekai genre is a recent phenomenon, its origins can be traced back to decades before, with early isekai works such as El Hazard, Tenkuu no Escaflowne, Magic Knight Rayard, Elfo Karu Monotachi, and Fushigi Yugi. Unfortunately, most isekai anime produced nowadays are quite terrible. They lower the overall quality of the anime and the anime industry altogether, and I find this situation truly lamentable. In this video, I would like to provide suggestions for making isekai anime better. I'll start by identifying 5 serious problems with isekai anime nowadays. Then, I'll provide a solution for each problem with examples. By doing so, I hope the isekai genre becomes better than what it is now. The first problem is the terrible plot and world design. Most isekai anime nowadays follow the same storyline that has not changed for a while. Protagonists are transported to isekai through various means such as car accidents, summoning rituals, and overworking. Sometimes they are transported to isekai without apparent reason. In isekai, they mostly gain overpowered abilities that they use to reach the top of the ladder. With their abilities, they enjoy decadent lives surrounded by women or men. This storyline is so shockingly bad that it gives me a nightmare even thinking about it. World design is equally dreadful. The world where these characters live is a boring place that looks the same in almost all isekai anime. Kingdoms, empires, magic schools, the demon lord's domain, adventure guilds, and so forth. We also see the same group of races including dwarves, elves, fairies, and demons depicted as stereotypically as possible. As a result, the adventure feels lifeless, which is a shame since the isekai genre should be all about exploring the unknown. To solve this problem, anime creators must think of new storylines and world designs that can make the adventure much more intriguing. There are many great anime that offer exciting adventures through stellar plots and distinctive world designs. For example, Chihiro no Kamikakushi provides the audience with a wonderful sense of exploration through the eyes of Chihiro, a young girl lost in a strange world. The world of Chihiro no Kamikakushi is unique and full of thrilling adventures that most isekai anime can only dream of. Another example is Made in Abyss, which boasts a fantastic storyline and a distinctive world design. The world of Made in Abyss is cruel and mysterious. As the curse becomes stronger, the farther you proceed inside the abyss. 2 protagonists, Reg and Rico, embark on a journey into the abyss, where they meet strange creatures and landscapes that challenge the limit of imagination, which I find endlessly intriguing. Kino no Tabi is another example that offers a great sense of adventure through the eyes of Kino, a traveler. As Kino travels around the world, she visits various countries that follow their own rules. Each country is unique in its design, and the story is well organized to accommodate differences among the countries. Unless isekai anime provide new stories and world designs like these exemplary works, they will continue to fall behind. The second problem is the terrible character design. Almost all characters from the isekai genre have the same crude character design: overpowered protagonists, erotic supporting characters, stereotypical villains, and so on. They are basically identical in most isekai anime besides their names, and people won't know the difference if one character from an isekai series is replaced by another character from another Isekai series. Also, since the protagonists have insanely overpowered abilities, enemies do not even stand a chance against them, and everything becomes trivial. There is no sense of achievement in Isekai anime, and the only thing left is emptiness. In order to fill this emptiness, Isekai anime often resort to erotic adventures full of service scenes and unnecessary situations. This is not only an insult to anime and anime fans in general, but also a proof that most isekai anime are worthless as works of art. To solve this problem, anime creators must think of various ways to design characters. In addition, they must provide enough challenges to the characters so that the audience can see their development throughout the story. There are many exemplary works that show the power of character design. For example, in Gensou no Grimgar, characters are depicted quite differently from what we usually see in isekai anime. The characters have no previous memories of how they arrived here, and they are just ordinary young people without any overpowered abilities. Over the course of the story, they slowly adapt to the new world, and the world provides all sorts of deadly challenges that force the characters to learn new skills to survive. Tenkuu Denki Berserk is another example where the great character design shines. Guts, the protagonist, is a war orphan who was raised by a group of mercenaries. Although he has extraordinary combat skills, he is not overpowered by any means. Berserk always throws difficult challenges in front of Guts, and he overcomes the challenges through various means and becomes stronger in the process. Also, he is a multifaceted character. Sometimes, he is depicted as a hot-headed warrior who only cares about combat, but other times, he cares for his teammates and helps them when they are in trouble. And the scene where he walks out of a blacksmith's house with a giant sword behind his back shows the determination of an individual who must fight against overwhelming enemies that a mere human cannot hope to match. Unless isekai anime can design characters like these series, they have no future ahead. The third problem is an unnecessarily long title. Most isekai anime nowadays have unusually long titles that serve no purpose other than irritating the audience. Just look at these examples. 超人高校生たちは異世界でも余裕で生き抜くようです。乙女ゲームの破滅フレグしかない悪役令嬢に転生してしまった。通常攻撃が全体攻撃で2回攻撃のお母さんは好きですか？問題児たちが異世界から来るそうですよ。世界最高の暗殺者、異世界貴族に転生する and so forth. This trend is not exclusive to the isekai genre, and a few of the anime with long titles, such as やはり俺の青春ラブコメディは間違っている and 青春豚野郎はバニガル先輩の夢を見ない are well made. However, almost all isekai anime with long titles are quite terrible. Titles outright tell what will happen in the story, giving the audience no reason even to start watching. To make matters worse, the titles include specific words that make it even easier to guess the story and its quality. These words include saikyo, cheat, bujoku, heibon, retto, mondaiji, hotekigo, chojin, and shikkaku. These words all point to the overpowered abilities that the protagonists possess, and the protagonists are only disqualified or unsuitable because there is nothing in the world that can measure their insane power. To solve this problem, anime creators and original authors must come up with clear and succinct titles. Almost all good works of art, anime or not, have concise titles that clearly state their intentions and pique the audience's interest. See these examples and find the difference between them and those of isekai anime. Cowboy Bebop, Hokaku Kidotai, Violet Evergarden, ARIA, and Planetes. These titles are infinitely better than those of isekai anime because they are concise and make the audience think about what will happen in the story. Anime creators and original authors must stay away from this trend, or else Isekai anime's quality will continue to drop. The fourth problem is the worthlessness as anime. Most anime series have original authors, and Isekai anime are no exception. Since making anime adaptations of the popular manga and light novel series is more profitable and safer than creating anime originals, it is understandable why many anime series choose this route. However, most Isekai anime have failed to prove their worth as anime. The quality of the overall art design is mediocre at best, and they merely follow the original story instead of providing anything new. Sometimes, they put in so many filler episodes that it is impossible to follow the storyline. Also, the story abruptly ends or does not finish at all, since they mostly end in 12 episodes and do not get sequels. As a result, most Isekai anime have become advertisements to sell more original products, which is quite saddening. In order to solve this problem, anime creators must come up with expressions and ideas only anime can offer. There are many great anime adaptations that have surpassed their original works by trying things that can only be expressed in anime. For instance, Kimetsu no Yaiba feels very different from its original manga series by Gotoge Koyoharu thanks to the amazing talents at Ufotable. Its unbelievably detailed action scenes with dynamic camera work and the mix of 3D models with 2D drawings are only possible in anime. Heion is another excellent anime adaptation that is better than its original manga series, thanks to the care and efforts of the phenomenal Kyoto Animation. Kyoto Animation has transformed a short Yonkoma manga series by Kakifurai into an excellent slice of life and music anime series. The outstanding art design, lovable characters, detailed and subtle movements, and great music make Heion one of the best of its genre that far surpasses what its original has to offer. Kobayashi Sanchi no Maid Dragon is another exceptional anime adaptation by Kyoto Animation. Compared to its original manga series by Kukyo Shinja, the anime adaptation is replete with subtle touches and dynamic action scenes that are only possible in anime. Like these examples, Isekai anime must strive to surpass their original works through expressions that only anime can depict. Otherwise, they will be nothing more than advertisements. The final problem is a lack of coherent themes and messages. Most isekai anime nowadays do not offer any messages or themes that the audience can contemplate on. It is true that messages are not required for great works of art. Some great anime series such as Azumanga Daioh, Detroit Metal City, and Lucky Star do not have clear messages. However, those anime are part of particular genres, such as slice of life and comedy, where messages are unnecessary, and those anime have coherent themes that the audience can understand and sympathize with. Unfortunately, most isekai anime nowadays are devoid of both messages and themes. Even after watching a series, I have difficulty understanding what it tries to tell or what it's even about. In order to fix this problem, anime creators and original authors should include coherent themes in their works. There are many exemplary works that have mesmerized the audience with their profound messages and themes. For instance, Violet Evergarden's themes are love and ways to express one's feelings. Over the course of the story, Violet Evergarden tells the audience that although ways to express one's feelings change over time, the feelings themselves do not change if people remain truthful to one another. Another example would be Kokaku Kidotai. By focusing on a futuristic society where humans are cybernetically enhanced, it draws a number of questions to the audience. What distinguishes humans from machines? If every part of one's body is mechanized, would that person remain a human? Therefore, its themes is human identity in a mechanized world. Kaze no Tani no Nausicaa is another great example. Its themes are pollution and reconstruction, as it is about a destroyed world where deadly pollution threatens people's lives. Over the course of the story, it focuses on the relationship between humans and nature and warns us that maintaining the balance is vital for humanity's survival. As seen from these examples, Isekai anime must try to include coherent themes and possibly some messages if needed to become better. Over the years of watching anime, nothing has been more frustrating than watching terrible isekai anime season after season. The isekai genre, in its current state, is riddled with problems that must be addressed. It may seem that all hope is lost, since good isekai anime are so hard to find. However, there have been some good isekai anime even recently, such as Isekai Shokudo, Haito Gensou no Grimgar, and Kono Subarashi Isekai ni Shukuko, that have demonstrated that the isekai genre can change. Therefore, I wish anime creators and original authors to address the problems and make the isekai genre much better than what it is now. Thank you for watching.